Hello, thank you for watching and listening today. My speech is a tribute to my mentor. I know most of you are very young and still have a lifetime ahead of you that will involve forming interpersonal relationships. And if you're as fortunate as I am, you will have at least one very special and meaningful professional relationship with someone that you consider to be a mentor, advisor, counselor, or life coach. This person will help you be the best person that you can be by teaching you, guiding you, and believing in you. Their intentions are pure and genuine, and they will go out of their way to help ensure your success. My mentor's name is Dr. Connie Anderson, and I have been blessed to have her in my life for the last almost 14 years. I started working for Dr. Anderson in March of 2007 at her small privately owned primary care practice as a full-time front office secretary. A few years went by, and I had learned an endless amount of invaluable medical experience from her. We had developed a strong and professional, trusting relationship. She promoted me to the medical biller of her practice in 2010. This came with a generous salary raise. Not only did I get a raise, but I became invested in her business as she created a profit-sharing account for me, which she annually contributed a generous percentage of her company's earnings to. This was something Dr. Anderson did for all of her vested employees. I will never forget her saying, "I'd rather give it to you guys than to Uncle Sam." She also provided us with medical insurance at no cost to us employees. I had never met somebody so generous and selfless in my life. Dr. Anderson's tutelage began to take a more personal turn as she began to advise me on how to save and invest my money and making suggestions on how to get my credit score up. It didn't take long before my credit score was in the good range for the first time in my whole life. I could have never done it without Dr. Anderson's guidance. At the end of 2012, Dr. Anderson made the difficult decision to sell her practice to a large corporation. The process happened very quickly, and before I knew it, I was the office manager. I was apprehensive, but she knew that I could do it. And she knew I was ready, and she had nothing but faith in my abilities to run the practice. Although things were much different under corporate structure, and I essentially became her boss, Dr. Anderson continued to encourage my professional and personal development. Speaking of personal development, up until the year 2016, my daughter and I had lived in a small apartment in Freeport, in the town of Freeport. It was on July 22nd of that year that I purchased my first home in Sarver with my fiance, where my daughter would have a better chance at a stable social environment, and we could finally enjoy the privacy of the country that we had longed for. Dr. Anderson may have been more excited about this achievement than I was, and she was certainly the most supportive and proud of me. Not that my parents and family weren't, but Dr. Anderson and I had spent more time together at work, which was 40 plus hours a week, than most people spend with their family at home. She invested so much time in me over the last decade, and we all know how priceless that is. I lost my job on May 21st of this year due to COVID-19. This was a corporate decision that was made by our higher-ups. I was devastated. Dr. Anderson was devastated too. I had put my blood, sweat, and tears into this practice for over 13 years. Dr. Anderson retired on July 1st of this year. This was planned well before the pandemic hit. She moved to Long Island, New York to be closer to family. When I told her that I had decided to take this personal devastation as an opportunity to go to school to obtain my RN degree and license, she was ecstatic. Once again, probably prouder of me than anybody else in my life. There are many things Dr. Anderson has said to me over the years that I will never forget, but the most recent and profound statement was, "Nobody can take away your education from you." This quote is the foundation that I have built my new educational journey on, and I will carry it throughout the rest of my career. I can never repay Dr. Anderson for everything she has done for me, but I am certain that she knows my eternal gratitude and love for her as one of the most important people in my life. We shared great times, sorrow, and successes over the years, but we're not done yet. Thank you for being my biggest fan, Dr. Anderson. I promise to achieve our goals as I earn my college credits and my RN and eventually my BSN degree. I also promise to carry out your legacy as one of the most empathetic, compassionate, and respected people that many people know you to be. Thank you.